Hello, everybody. Welcome in. That's if anyone's here, who there may not be anyone here yet. It is a Sunday evening in America, and it is a Monday morning here in Australia. So hang on, I'll pause that. Sorry, a bit of lapsing. All right, I'll bring in Enzo, and then there you go. Oh, what's that, Enzo?
Hello.
Hello. I don't. If anyone. Oh, there we go. Someone is here. Hello, gorgeous. Oh, hi, Ace. There we go. We've got two viewers, or maybe it's us, but
Yeah.
it's not. Ace is here. Yeah, I was going to, as you've seen by my thumbnail, if anyone's looked at my thumbnail, I have got a trip planned, but I'll talk about that in a second. I'll wait till a few people pop in. But Enzo, I had a question for you, just in regard to that Atlas thing, 331A, whatever the hell it's called, right?
3i Alice, yes.
Yeah, 3A. Hi, Rudy. NASA still hasn't released any photographs because they can't, because of the government lockdown. Right. I still don't know why they can't. Can't someone just go in and,
you would think they would just be able to post something on the website, but honestly, it depends on how all that stuff works, because there might actually be like union rules and stuff like that where like, nope, we're shut down. That means we do nothing. And
well, I suppose if you're not but I'd be so interested to know, oh, there's my little mate. I'd be so interested to know what it actually looks like. But the other thing I saw was you've got two sides. You've still got the Harvard professor. What's his name again?
Avi Loeb.
Yeah, I just saw something and he goes, look, it's very interesting still. He said it's still not acting. He was talking about gravity, and that some of these things, it doesn't apply. Gravity won't affect them. And I couldn't quite understand what he was saying about that. And then the guy that was interviewing him said, well, then what happens if gravity won't, like if it, won't bugger off? He goes, well, then you have to nudge it. And then he went through all these different ideas that people had come up with, which made me giggle. One of the ideas was if you paint.
Yep.
Paint
one side white and one side black, where it's not reflecting as much on the black side and more on the other side, so that would push it a little bit.
No, I know it doesn't seem to be fun, Ace. Doesn't seem to be fun at all. Yeah, I saw that, and then of course there's the tried and proven Bruce Willis way.
Yep, send some Texas miners up, or well people, and they'll drill a hole, and they'll there's that. The problem with that is anything that's moving, like say if it was heading towards Earth, if you just blow it up, you drill down, you now just have a lot of smaller pieces still heading straight for Earth. It still has that same initial velocity and direction of heading towards Earth, kind of a thing.
Yeah. So you've got this. So I think it's just the fact that nobody really knows what this thing's doing. No one really knows. Like,
well,
what the hell
at this stage, it's on the opposite side of the sun, so it could be doing all kinds of crazy stuff, and we'll never know.
Because so whatever it's doing, but then of course if if it's an alien spaceship, maybe the shutdown will end early, Ace. But I don't know. There's just so much, and then there's I saw a company that makes drones had a thing the other day, a display of its drone, which is quite huge, and said, "Oh, the New Jersey thing, that was us."
Yeah, that was us.
Like really, it was you in all them different sorts of places and out to sea. We'll see. Maybe it was them. I don't know. It all just sounds like, I'm like, what next? But yeah, I sort of think, I don't know. There's just so much going on. We've got severe storm warnings for our area, except I looked at the weather forecast. It looks fine to me. Looks like sunny days to come. So, is what it is. Oh, you've made a new show. Go and check it out later, everybody.
Cool.
But yeah, but so life's a bit strange at the moment. The world's a bit strange. Everything's strange. What did I see in England the other day? Someone got arrested for doing something not stupid, just something. It's just gone mental. The place has gone mental. But there you go. What have you got there, Enzo, to show me?
Since we're talking about comets and stuff, there is a other comet out there that we can see. Comet Lemon with two M's is zipping through our skies right now, and it's just become visible to the naked eye. Don't expect a giant sky spanning thing, but it will certainly stand out a little bit if you end up looking. If you're in the northern hemisphere right now, the next several days, it's going to be kind of at its peak. Where if you look up to if you can pick out the Big Dipper in the sky, it'll be down and to the left of the last of the handle there, and over the nights, every day. Like right now, it's like right here, and on the 21st, it'll be right here, just above Arcturus and all that. So if you have like one of those astronomy apps, you can pull it up. It's like, okay, it's right. Oh, that fuzzy blob, that's it. And if you have like a pair of binoculars or a small telescope, you can check it out. Which it should look a little bit like that.
Cool. All I've got is see the Big Dipper. In Australia, we call that the saucepan.
The saucepan?
Yeah, because it's got a handle and it's got the pot. It's the saucepan. Yep. So I'll remember to look past the saucepan's handle, and I might see it. I'll go out and have a bit of a look tonight if I remember to do it.
I'm not sure what what time it comes up for where you're at or anything like that, but I was reading about it earlier said in a couple of weeks it'll be a little bit higher in the sky. It'll be easier for you to see, but that's buzzing around. And the reason why I pointed out October 21st for where it is, that's also the peak for the Orionids meteor shower, which is usually pretty good. So if you can find Orion in your sky, that's like one of the biggest constellations. A lot of people know that one too. That'll be like the radiant point where you'll see the shooting stars coming out from that area.
Cool. Yeah, there's a lot of meteors and stuff around, isn't there? It's interesting.
Yes, there are.
End of day.
Yeah, since we were talking about it, I just figured I'd throw that out there.
Yeah, cool. Thank you. But there you go. Yeah, that's the thing. You see so many people. Some people go, oh, it's just comets. Other people go, oh, it's UFOs. And then other people go, oh, it's the end. It's God's. They're going to kill us. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ, what next? Oh, I just said his name in vain. Slapped my wrist. But I'm pretty sure even he would be saying, what the? What the goodness. Oh, I saw someone I have kept an eye on, a fellow called Tommy Robinson. He went to Israel. Tommy, I don't know if you know anything about English politics and what's going on over there at the moment, Enzo, but Tommy is an advocate for the English people. So he had that big rally they had in England a few weeks ago where millions showed up. That's Tommy. He organised that. But he went to Israel and he was in, I didn't realise, I'm actually interested probably when things settle down a bit of going to Israel, because the churches, he was inside one of the churches and he was showing, he was pointing out, okay, so this is the area where they crucified. So they must have, I'm assuming they built a church on the spot where Jesus was crucified, because he said that area there is where the cross was. And he said this stone thing, and you could see people bending over and touching this stone thing. He said that's where they laid his body after he died. And I'm like, oh my God, I had no idea any of that stuff was tactile. Like, I thought it was just all a story that it happened, but where it happened, maybe people don't really remember or whatever. But apparently but the church looked beautiful. It just looked so pretty. And I thought, wow. And then he's going to do a bit of a walk around and show you different other things. So that's in Old Jerusalem. And I thought, wow, it just looks so pretty. And my son's been to Jerusalem. He went there when he was with the UN. He was an Australian soldier, but they were working with the UN on the border there. And he went to Jerusalem, and he said the old part is interesting. He said, and the new part of Jerusalem is also, he said, it's just really beautiful. So I might go there one day if I can. But there you go. Hello, Carla. Hi, gorgeous lady. Yeah, isn't his shirt nice? It's a very nice shirt.
I have one that's the exact opposite of this, where it's all black with orange characters on it too.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I'm thinking of doing something. I saw. I mean, Carla's very good with all the makeup and all that sort of thing. Me, not so much. I'll probably just for next week, because next week will be almost Halloween. So next week's show, I'll wear something Halloweeny. But we'll see what happens. G'day, Dee. Yeah. So, but yeah. So anyway, but it is what it is. Lots of these things, but yeah. I mean, I've been everywhere. No, well, I haven't been everywhere. I still haven't been to Paris, but I don't know if I want to go there right now. But still. Yeah. I don't know.
I've been to France, but I've never actually gone to Paris. But yeah, that was good enough for me. It's like, okay.
I don't know.
Traveler. International travel is not my thing. It's like, okay, this is interesting, but I've had enough. I'm ready to go.
Well, I'm glad I got to England before, although crap had already started. Not this much crap had started, so I'm glad I got there to see some of the beautiful sights and stuff before all this other business started. Hopefully, England will sort itself out too with a new government when they have their elections, so maybe that'll come good again. But yeah, so now I decided, right, I need to get back to Virginia City, and by July 4th next year, because obviously I want to be there for the big, the fireworks and everything, which I've never been there for that. So I've done Thanksgiving, I've done Mother's Day. Now I've got to do. I'd love to do Halloween, but I've done Thanksgiving. That was awesome. So that's one of my fondest memories. So I want to get back to Virginia City for July 4th, and I've already planned part of it, and I've got to be careful how I plan it. So I have got my airfare to America sorted. I did that. It cost me, in American dollars, it cost me $550 return in American dollars. Australian dollars, 1,200. But so I've got that, boom, sorted, because that's the one that's usually double that. That's when I'm like, And then I had a look to see how much the flights are once I get to America to get me from LA to Reno and back again. So that should be around about, in total, if I get a deal, around about 300 American dollars. It's weird, isn't it? But anyway, so yep. I'm still planning that. Not going to do that until it gets close to the time, so I can be sure everything's safe and sound in America. But I'm pretty sure I'm safe in Virginia City. But I have planned to stay 2 nights in LA. Lewis from Nerd Report and Lisa from the Grayson Report, they're going to meet up with me on one of the days that I'm there. And I'm staying just down the road from Paramount Pictures. So I thought, I'll go and do a Paramount Picture tour, and then I thought about it, and I thought I might have to go to Universal Studios too, just to go on the Jaws ride.
I love Universal Studios. It's for me, it's way above like any of the Disney properties. I would go to Universal. Actually, right now is the time to go to Universal, because they have Universal's Hollywood Horror Nights, where they have those walkthrough type haunted houses, where the people leap out from. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to go through there, not because I'm scared. I'm scared that I would just, out of a natural reaction, punch somebody. I'd be knocking people, guys in rubber masks, just lay it out on the floor.
I know that I've had people jump out on me before when I'm not being ready, and I hit. So I don't want people jumping out on me when I'm not ready. So that's why I wouldn't. And I have. I've gone. I've gone, and then I've gone bang, 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 bang. So, and a man would be more like, I'm a girl, ooh, but a man would be more, oof, you know. So, actually, I had a conversation here. I went to Luna Park, which is in Melbourne, and they've got the ghost train. Right now, I remember the ghost train from when I was a little girl. You get on it, and that's what people do as you come around corners. Someone would jump out and touch you, or you know. And we went through the ghost train, and I come out the other end, and I said to the girl, "Oh, that was really boring." I said, "Nobody jumped out." And she looked at me, and I said, "You used to go through and people would jump out or touch you as you went through it." And she goes, "Oh, yeah." She said, "That stopped because people were getting hit." So the workers were actually being clobbered by people.
I remember ages ago going to Universal Studios where they had like the Ghostbusters type experience where you know you're sitting in a theater, but you have live actors basically reenacting the original movie, the fight up on top of the building where things are going on. And they have parts where it gets like really dark and you feel like the cold gust of wind, and you have what it feels like someone stroking your hair. You're sitting there, you're like, what the fuck? And of course, me being like an engineering type, I'm like looking, I was like, how the fuck are they doing that? They had like a conveyor belt with like basically fishing line that you couldn't see in the dark, and it would like just rake over your head like someone was touching you and stuff. And it was super creepy. It was fun though.
Some things are fun. I remember here when my boys were little, I took them, it was when Gremlins was the thing, and I took them to Movie World on the Gold Coast, right? Hi, Jessica. If Jessica's not busy, you can send her a link. She's more than welcome to jump in.
Oh.
What was I saying? Oh yeah. So I took them to Movie World. It was my son's birthday on the day we went, and we went into we wanted to go into the Gremlins ride, and we got our ticket and we went through, and the guy said, "Oh, there's just something happening with it at the moment. Just sit here and enjoy this little movie. It's just bloopers, Hollywood bloopers. So enjoy this while we fix up what's happening. It won't be long." So we all sit in the theatre, all right, a little theatre, and we're watching these bloopers, and I knew all the actors. They were proper bloopers. Then all of a sudden something went wrong with the film, and everyone's gone, "Oh, what's going on?" And then you see the shadow of a gremlin on the movie screen. And then a guy breaks through the door at the bottom next to the screen and goes, and his hat's all sideways, and he goes, "Quickly, everybody, come out through here, quick, escape, and quick." And everybody got up. My son, Stephen, who's passed, "Oh, Mum!" And he grabbed onto me. He thought, and we got on the ride and we were escaping, and you could see gremlins with someone tied up and jumping down. Geez, it was good. And I thought it'd still be there, but it's not.
Yeah, that was long gone. But my favorite for Universal was the Back to the Future ride.
Oh, is that still there?
Oh no, it's long gone. I wish it was though. I've gone on that one a couple of times, both the East Coast and West Coast version on that one. But just ton of fun. Actually, the second time I rode on it, I was actually in the driver's seat of the DeLorean, which I was super happy about. Being a big fan of the movie. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. Yeah, Universal is full of stuff like that where it's very interactive, where it's the people like I went to one, and again, this was a long time ago, but they had like classes on how they do movie stunts, like Foley work, where they do the sound effects and stuff like that, and all that jazz. And you would get to sit there as the audience, and beforehand they would sort of explain some of it, and then they would like randomly pick people out of the audience to come up and take part in doing like the sound work for like a TV show, where it's like, okay, this is your part, go. When the light comes on, you do this, and it sounds like, boots squishing in the mud, but it's just like a couple of paddles and some mud kind of thing, stuff like that. And then they play back your sounds, the audience's sound work, to see how well they would do. And it didn't burn out, everybody would laugh and all that. But I got sucked into that, and the show was back in the 90s on, was it Fox? I don't remember. There was a Harry and the Hendersons TV show.
Oh, was it? I remember the movie.
It was super short-lived, just one season. I don't even know if it was a full season. It might have only been a half season. But it was basically a continuation of the movie before, like, the end when they take him home, kind of a thing. But they had the set of the house, you know, the main house set, like from the TV show. And the scenario is Harry is like, the power's gone off and Harry's at home alone in the house and he's scared because it's thundering and all that stuff outside. And it turns out that a robber breaks into the house to steal stuff and not knowing. They're like doing the, you know, walking backwards scared and like going around each other gag and stuff like that. And it was our part to make up like the sound effects. Like mine is there was a tree limb that the wind was blowing against the window and making a scratching sound, and it scared Harry. And that was me. And it was just like a rake on this piece of plexiglass to make the sound. You know, that was my part. And they say that where they make it super fun and interactive is the end of it is the lights come on and Harry and the robber are face to face, and Harry lets out a big, you know, Bigfoot yell, and the robber gets scared and runs out of the house. And they pick like the tiniest, shortest little person out of the crowd to do Harry's yell at the end, which of course sounds ridiculous. Oh yeah, we'll fix it in post. It'll be fine. It'll sound great. And when they play it all back, and they're like, "Hey, something happened to the tape or the machine where the yell at the end is messed up. You'll have to do that live." Okay, so we're going to do it live. We'll just, you know, don't just do everything you just did before. It's great. So they run through the whole thing, and I didn't realize at the time, but they got most of the people to walk back to their seats that were in doing the various sound things. They didn't tell me, and they didn't tell the little girl that was like standing up in front to do the Harry yell. And while that's when all the lights come down, they start playing the videotape, and you start seeing all the stuff. And I was like, why am I looked around, there was nobody else around me. All the other people, I was like, why am I still standing here? They should have told me to leave. And then like this secret door opens in the side of the set, and this guy in the real Harry and the Hendersons costume comes out right next to me, where the eyes all move. It was perfect. It was just like what you see in the movies, very articulated and all that stuff. And it's like standing next to me, which of course I'm doing this because he's very tall. And he's like looking at me, and I was like, ooh, look over there, to the girl where she's standing like center stage with the microphone where she's going to do the Harry yell when her part comes up. Oh, and he goes over there next to her. I just threw her under the bus. I got to just get the Harry away from me. And he goes up to her, and when it comes to the yell part, he puts out the giant yell, which totally, she's like, what is that sound? And turns around, and then there's this giant Harry and the Henderson standing behind her, scared, kind of thing. But that's the fun of Universal Studios. You're part of the show when you go there and go to all these rides. It's interactive. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, I want to go there too. So I want to go there, and so I had a look around. I had to ask Lewis from Nerd Report, but where do I stay? Like, I don't know anything about Los Angeles in regard to where would the safest area be, blah, blah, blah. So he told me. So I found a hotel, so that'll be nice. It's a really old hotel though, so I like old hotels, but it looks nice. And it's literally across, well, not literally, but across the road from Paramount, just up a bit. So I can walk to Paramount, but I'll have to get a cab to Universal. But I'll ask Lewis and Lisa, perhaps they'd like to come with me to Universal Studios for some fun. I'm good at doing things by myself. Like I just don't mind being by myself to go and do things, but sometimes for rides and stuff. But even when you go on rides, if you're by yourself, there's always someone else. Like you're never really by yourself. But so that's the plan there. So I'll stay in LA for 2 sleeps. I could make it 3. I could still change it up, but anyway, 2 for the moment, and then I'll fly out to Reno, and that's when possibly Taylor will come into play and come and collect me from the Reno airport, and then home to Virginia City. I'll only be there for a few weeks. Normally I like to try and stay for a bit longer than that, but life in Australia keeps me busy too. But I'm really looking forward to it. And if Enzo can be there, then that's even better. We can show.
When the time gets closer, we'll coordinate when and where and all that. I'd love to spend the 4th with you out there in Nevada.
Virginia, it would be really good. Yeah. So it would be, and they put on parades like Virginia City. They put on a parade. So, and they have the fireworks. I know all about, I've been told where the fireworks take off in there, because I'm always astonished that they can do fireworks there and nothing catches fire. Like, how do you know? But obviously it's not probably. But so I'm looking forward to going there, and I've told most of the people that I care about, I've told that I'll be there, and they're all excited that I'm coming. And so it's a plan in motion, and little increments, I'll get there. So now it's just a matter of saving the pennies, so that by the time it comes around, I've got everything sorted. But it should be good. I'm looking forward to it. You've got to have something to look forward to. Otherwise, it is what it is. But there you go. So that's what I'm planning.
But you'll be in Virginia City, what, about 2 weeks?
About 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks, 14 days it should be. So I'll be there for the 2 weeks, and I'll do the usual rounds where I get up in the morning, go have my morning coffee with Mandy and Robert, and in the roasting house, because I love my mocha coffee. And Robert's a good cook. And then see all the regular faces that are around Virginia City, and say hello to everybody, and go and be accosted by the wild horses, hopefully. Go down and see the mules. And I don't know. I'm just play it by ear. Go and knock on my friend Connie's door, who is terrible to get a hold of. I actually tried calling her the other day, and the call wouldn't go through. So she's possibly got a new phone number. It just does this funny thing. So I don't know. But I tell plenty of people to make sure to tell her that I'm saying hello and I'll be around. I'll write her a letter tomorrow. Letters, you can't go wrong with a letter. Eventually it gets to someone. Over here in Australia, though, our government decided, wankers, because of tariffs, American tariffs, they've stopped certain postage to America. So you can't post things to America unless you want to pay a fortune. We already paid a fortune to post things to America. Like if I posted out a little box of something, a couple of packets of biscuits and whatever, $60.
Whoa.
Like just to pay like a little parcel. So now they're saying it's going to cost you even more. So I'm assuming, hi Taylor, I'm just talking about what I'll be doing for my trip to Virginia City. But yeah, so it's just ridiculous. So I can't, if I want to post off any packages like I used to people in America, it cost me a fortune, like probably over $100 just to post them 2 packets of Tim Tams and something else. So I'll be making sure that my suitcase when I come over has got Tim Tams, some Vegemite, some Cadbury chocolate, because Cadbury chocolate in America, I think you do have it. I think you can get it in a few different stores.
So. Okay.
I don't know. I know you can't get it normally. Like you can't go into Walmart and get Cadbury chocolate. No. England has Cadbury chocolate, but it does taste a bit different.
Is that the one with like the little toys in it, or is that?
No, it's just normal chocolate. There's Kinder Surprise. That's probably what you're talking about. Maybe that's a German chocolate.
That one they don't allow in because they're afraid gluttonous Americans are just going to shove the whole thing in their mouth and get choked on whatever the little toy is.
Oh, all right. Well, I'll bring a couple of Kinder Surprises as well. Oh, they might not let them through customs.
But yeah, I'll make sure to assassinate someone by choking them to death. Don't you realize Americans just shove things in their mouth?
So I'll bring some of that, and yeah, and I'm looking forward to it. And Taylor and I, no doubt, will have some fun together because there's a few movies we still want to watch, and I just love hanging out with Taylor and Peter. I'm just so, yeah. And Taylor, Enzo is going to try to make his way over to Virginia City.
I'll be there.
And
I want to see those mines.
Huh? What was that?
See those mines.
Yeah, he wants to see the mines. So Taylor, if he comes, he's got his little van that he can sleep in. That's what he's going to come in. So I said to him, between you and I, we'll come up with a place that he can park his little van. But yeah, but it'll be good. So we can take Enzo down to Sutro, I guess. Show him Sutro Tunnel. I want to see it anyway. I haven't seen it since the last time. Hey, oh, there you are. He's in his van.
On my way.
On his way. So, and Taylor, if you wanted to come for a ride, and we could take Leica, I'm going to try. It depends how far away it is, how long it takes to get there. But the Lovelock Caves, we should do a day trip to the Lovelock Caves. You can work that out, Enzo. We could go to the Lovelock and take Leica. She can be our sniffer dog. She can sniff out any trouble.
Sniff out the giants.
Yeah, sniff out the giants. But yeah, so I'm just so looking forward to it. It's I was feeling quite flat before I decided, oh look, that's just it. The longer I wait for these deals and everything, and a deal fell across, like it just come up, the cheap airfare to get to America, and I thought, well, I've got a credit card that I don't really want to use, but bugger it, I'll use it because I can pay it, like I just pay it back. But not ideal, but I thought, no, get it now while it's cheap. If I wait until I've saved it, then that bargain would be gone. So there you go. Yes, see, Taylor, you'll come, won't you, Taylor, to the Lovelock Caves? But yeah, I don't know. Can't wait to see Taylor. Give her a big cuddle, give her a big hug and kiss those doggies. And Taylor does have, oh well, she may, I mean, I don't know, she did have a spare room there, so I might be sleeping in the spare rooms, but if not, I'm happy to sleep on the couch with the dogs again. I did that one night, Enzo, and I had, Leica's a big girl, she's a big girl, but she's skinny, like a skinny dog, and the other two dogs were like all, I was on the couch, Leica was at my feet, and I'm trying to remember who. Oh no, the littlest one, Murphy, isn't it, Taylor? Murphy, the little one. I'm dreadful. I'm getting Alzheimer's, I'm sure. But anyway, all the dogs covered me over, but I slept like a baby. Plus, from memory, I think I was cold that night, so it wasn't too bad. But yeah, me on the couch with three dogs. And I slept. And then your daddy got up the next morning, Taylor, and made me a lovely cup of tea. And so, yeah. Taylor's dad was lovely. That'll be the only thing about, because that was the last time I was there. He was there too. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Once I'm there, I just feel so relaxed. So, and by that time, my girls should all be sorted and I shouldn't have to worry about anything. And then, you know, the world might be more sorted too. I don't know. There is land for sale there in Virginia City, Taylor, $60,000 for one block. But it's only a little block, I think. Well, actually, I don't think it's a little block compared to the blocks we have here in Australia. I think it's actually a good-sized block. I just wish I had 60,000 American dollars. I'd buy it and then work it out later. I'd have to write a special letter to the president or whoever would be president in 2028 and say, "Dear President, I'm Australian, I'm getting old, but I've got some land and I'd love to just come and live on it till I die. Is that okay?" I don't know. I don't know what I'll do. But that's the thing here in Australia. When you're of a certain age, I didn't know this, I do now. But when you're of a certain age and you get the old age pension, because I couldn't work out, here in Australia, a lot of pensioners go to live in Bali when they've retired and they're on the old age pension. I don't know what you call it in America when people retire, what you get there. It won't be called a pension. It's probably called something else. But
Social Security.
Social Security, yeah. So same. But I always thought, where's Jess? Oh, here's Jess. Hello, gorgeous lady.
Hello.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I'm just talking about, like, you guys get the Social Security. Here in Australia, we get an old pension. You know, you're old, you get the pension. You don't have to work anymore. And I thought, yeah, but now if you travel anywhere without, and you're not on the old age pension, but you're on some sort of payment, they'll cut it off because you're not in the country. You're not allowed to leave the country for more than 2 or 3 weeks before they cut it off. And then you've got to reapply when you come back in. And I'm like, but when you're old, they can't do that. So that means I would have an income, my Australian income. So I could come and live in America on my 60,000 block of land that I don't own.
Yeah.
That I can only dream about. 60,000 American dollars, though, that's pretty good, but that's 120,000 Australian dollars. So it's a bit, I don't know. But there you go. Just thought I'd mention that, Taylor, in case you're looking at buying land. It's in Virginia City.
She's looking at a spot in Virginia City, Nevada, and where she's going to be for the 4th of July. I'm going to go up and visit with them for the 4th and hang out there. So it's also close to Lovelock Caves. So we're going to go check that out. So I know Jess knows what that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jess. Yeah, and I'm intrigued to go there, of course, and hopefully on the day we go there it won't be too busy. I don't know how busy it gets there. Apparently back in the 60s it used to be some kind of tourism thing, and there would be, like, that was a thing, you'd go to the Lovelock Caves picnic and there must have been vendors there or something, but that's not the case anymore, which is good. So hopefully on a day that we pick to go for a day trip or whatever, there won't be anyone too much around, and we might be able to catch some giants or the echoes.
I'll be the one leading the tour group with the story, I imagine.
But yeah, so I'm looking forward to having a bit of fun. But that's one of the stories that I actually find fascinating, and to the point where you often wonder, like, it could have been true, like there's certain things that point to it actually being a thing. So so who knows?
There's the original story of chasing the giants around, and they cornered them in there and just stuffed the mouth of that cave full of anything that burned and lit it all on fire. Many years later, it was a resource because of bat guano, which was very valuable back in the 1800s and such. And while digging out a lot of that, they found some stuff down there, to include like sandals that were like this big, kind of thing. So it would, for a very large foot to go there.
I'm curious though, Enzo and Jess. Back in the day, like we're talking 1800s, 1700s, 1615, like going back and back and back, people weren't that tall. Like 5 foot, you were tall. Like that was it. Like when you just even look at doorways, and I think even in some old American homes, the same thing. Doorways are a little bit small, not quite as small as ones in England. Like you literally have to.
Some of those are really tiny. You got to
some of those. But people were tiny. Like I know in Virginia City and in some other older places I've just walked at, like old houses, you walk up the stairs, you would have seen this, Jess. You walk up the stairs and your feet on those stairs are massive. Like you think, how the hell did they ever get upstairs in the old days? I've had to walk down sideways because my feet are just too big on the step. So obviously back in the day, people were small. So I'm wondering if the giants weren't necessarily, giants. Could they have been a species of human that was maybe at the most 7 foot tall, because if you're 5 foot tall and someone's 7 foot tall, that's a giant. Like, or were they actually in those stories referring to people a lot bigger, like massive? Like, I just wonder, could that be where the giants come from, or was it in fact that they noted, like you said, the sandals? I mean, even if you were 7 feet tall, oh well, you would have big shoes, but you know, look at some of the basketball players. Crikey, they've got massive feet.
They do.
That's usually the comparison that gets made is, you know, basketball players today in the NBA are commonly around the 7 foot range, and compared to someone that's, you know, just over 5 feet, yeah, they're a giant. Plus, you start running into biological, mathematical issues when you start getting like into the 9+ range for that. So I think certainly 7 to 9 feet as far as a human being would be way more realistic than, you know, the 10, 12, 15 feet and up stories.
Well, unless they were Nephilim. Do you reckon that they were Nephilim? You know how, but their Nephilim are different. They're not just giant people. They're Nephilim are human and angels or something, aren't they? But I just wonder, because there's other stories about giant people, and they refer to them in some of the other stories as being Nephilim. So I don't know, but yeah.
It's a matter of perspective. Some of our Jess and our friends that we just chatted with a couple of weeks ago at the Paracon actually went there, and they're cryptid hunters. Their idea being is, you know, these giant people may have been what we call Bigfoot today.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
that's another theory. Could be. Oh, poor Bigfoot's getting put into a cave and burnt. That's not good.
The smell of that burning hair. Ugh.
Although I didn't know, wasn't the story for the reason that the Native Americans did that was because of they were being eaten.
Yeah, they were using them for food. They were stealing their women to you know, do other things with and things like that. So yeah, there was they had a tough time with these guys. That's why all the local tribes got together. It's like, enough of this. We're going.
So they weren't really good big people then. They were naughty big people that hurt little people.
According to like the Last Stand type story where it leads to Lovelock Cave is near Lovelock Cave. There's a big lake, which we'll see when we drive by there. That basically they chased them all into the lake because it's not super deep. I mean, it's over, you know, even a giant's head in the middle. But anytime that they basically chased them into the water, and anytime they'd get anywhere near the land, they just start peppering them with arrows and, you know, rocks, anything they could, and drive them back out in the middle where they would either drown or they would like tread water until like the darkness of night came, and they would like might be able to sneak away, which is how they felt. A bunch of them did make their way to the Lovelock Cave area, which is very close by, where they tracked them down to there and just lit it up.
Not a nice way to go, though, cooking. I mean, not a nice way at all. As I say, if I'm ever given the choice, it'll be something quick, but not burning. Drowning would be probably not so bad. It wouldn't be nice at first, but at least once you've...
Yeah. Freezing, I've always heard, is the way to go because, yeah, you get really, really cold, but then your body starts shutting down, like your extremities and stuff like that, where you actually start getting hot because it's just restoring your core temperature and stuff like that. So basically, all your limbs are basically shut down and cut off. Well, not literally, but you know, there's less blood going out to them too. It's trying to save the core part to keep you alive, kind of a thing. So where it's just your core organs are going.
Well, I think when I was in Scotland, someone talked about the Giant's Causeway, but I didn't pay much attention to it at the time because they were showing me giant horses. In Scotland, there's statues of horses, and they've got, I brought my grandson the book. It's a myth. It's a Scottish myth that they would tell you about these big horses, big white horses that you don't go into the water or you'll be gotten by these big white horses. I've gone blank, but yeah, maybe there were giants. Maybe giants were everywhere. Maybe once upon a time we were really huge, and then we shrunk in the wash after the storms. I don't know the things I come up with. We shrunk.
In North America, we had some really big creatures here at one time, but
well, you had dinosaurs. We had dinosaurs.
Oh, I mean, even more recent than that, where you've got like woolly mammoth, and in North America, we had giant sloths, and wasn't there? What else was there? Help me out here, Jess.
Jess is just thinking, yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. And so she probably does.
We had really large, besides woolly mammoths, we also had really large elephants that are more akin to like today's African elephants. We had big cats, like really big cats.
Saber-toothed tiger, yeah.
Saber-toothed tigers, yeah. So, yeah, we had large animals.
Wow. I wonder what happened to the elephants.
They died.
Maybe.
I'm sure they were partially hunted, but not completely. And then just the change in weather, extreme changes in weather. Just, when you're that large, you need so much to fuel you. I mean, and if you're like a plant eater, if something shifts in your area, you're a goners. If all your normal plant food is suddenly gone within, even a couple of decades period, something can, a whole area can die out that quickly. And if that's your area, you're out. And the same thing with a carnivore. If the plant eaters that you eat die out because their plant, their source is gone, you're a goner too. So.
Yeah. Did you have the saber-tooth? Is that where it lived? In the Americas?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh, cool. See? More good news about America.
We still have their smaller cousins running around.
We do.
Oh, I know. When I was in Virginia City last time, it was pretty cold, but vaguely recall, because they do have them. Taylor's probably busy right now, but if she's listening, they do still have the mountain lions in the area, and wolves, coyotes, and I never saw anything. I saw the deer and the wild horses. I didn't see any coyotes, even though there was supposed to be one there one night when I was walking home. Did I see it? No.
A lot of those are nocturnal. You don't see coyotes and stuff unless they're sick.
I was walking home at 3 a.m. That was when, So I was a night owl when I was I'm normally in bed pretty early, but when you're in Virginia City, sometimes people are up late. So I'd been up late and I was walking home. But not drinking, I don't drink. But yeah, and Taylor's got the bear. It's nocturnal, no doubt. So when I'm staying at Taylor's, July 4th, the bear should be out and about. I'll just have to make sure I get a trip to Walmart and get some supplies for the bear. So I've got some supplies just waiting. So when the bear shows up, I can throw some candy at the bear, see if it likes it. I could have a cooked chicken maybe, or a raw chicken. Which do you think it would prefer, the cooked or the raw?
Probably raw, I would think.
Yeah, I would just refrain maybe from feeding the bear.
It's generally a bad idea to feed the wildlife, but it's going to keep coming back looking for that chicken every night.
Yeah. Come back, maybe not a great plan. Maybe not for you so much because you're going to get to go home.
Taylor.
Right. The residents of the area are like, thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Thanks, Karen.
Maybe get like a big bag of marshmallows and a slingshot so you can like sling it out way far and then they can watch it from a distance.
I probably won't hurt to just have one bag of like Cheetos or something and go, yeah, it can eat the Cheetos. I'll just do it once just so.
In case the bear has the munchies. Yeah, it's weed's legal there in Nevada, I think, so it might happen.
And I might actually get to see a real raccoon, an alive raccoon. I know they're around there, but they too hide from me. It's just not right, Enzo. I am the friend to the animals. If they say hello, I will give them food.
It's rare to even see that like around where we live. It's very rare that I've seen a raccoon, maybe once or twice over the years. I've been seeing a lot more armadillos lately for whatever reason.
I saw some armadillos when I was in America once. And, of course, the opossums. But, unfortunately, the opossums I saw are dead on the side of the road.
Yeah, that's pretty common.
And I saw a dead coyote on the side of the road. So that wasn't fun. I want to see him alive. But there you go. Yes, so I'm looking forward to my trip. I'm looking forward to celebrating 4th of July in Virginia City with with my friends and Enzo's, as I say, Enzo's going to give it his best shot to get there. He says that's some encouragement to get his van ready, Jess. So there you go.
Yeah.
I think Enzo should move down closer to where you guys live.
I know, right?
They're always badgering me to move down there to Caney, which it might happen. We'll see.
I
think badgering is a strong word. We push a little, just a little, to get in.
You push a little. Some of the others in the group, though.
Well, if you weren't so well liked, you wouldn't have that problem. You should be, you shouldn't be so likable.
It is one of my many faults. It's
I'm sure it's not your fault at all. You're just your charisma,
I was born that way. I can't help it. Amazing.
If I put a squirrel in my suitcase, Dee, I'll have to bring one for me too, but I'm pretty sure I won't get through customs unless I knock them out.
Get a gray one, not a red one. Red ones are me.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, no, I think that'd be good for Enzo to be closer, and hang out. But he'll do it one day.
Well, we've actually already talked a little bit about this. So once I have the van project a little closer to done than what it is now, I already have a spot where I'll park, where I'll just kind of come down there and do some investigative work in the area.
Yeah, well, you should be all right.
There's certainly plenty of local things there to check out that I want to look into.
Yeah, and then maybe one day maybe then I can get to Caney as well. I'm sure there's motels or hotels or something there in the Caney, and I can go find Bigfoot. Jess and I can go camping.
we know some people that might help you out with it.
Yeah.
That would be amazing, wouldn't it? Australian visits America and is the first to make contact with Bigfoot. Caught on film. No one would believe me.
Spotted in Caney, Kansas.
Yeah. But no, it'd be, I don't know, I'd say it all the time. I love America. It's such a, I love my own country too, but America with its history and all the fascinating things that are there and just, I know things, but things are hard in every country in the world. Things are hard. People struggle for money and stuff. It happens everywhere. But in the whole, American people are not like Australians. Like, you're all pretty friendly and stuff. I don't know. I just loved being there. I just loved being there. There's something about it. But I think that just really stems from me being a young girl and just diving into the history of America and all that sort of thing and being fascinated by the strength of the people that, we've got stories here too of Australians, rising up against certain people and all that, but nothing like that. Nothing like that. But we do have a proud history as well, but nothing just doesn't compare to what the Americans went through to get rid of the English. Wish we had have done it here. Now that I think about it, like now that the royal family is in such a, it's not very, since the Queen went, it's not very royal at all. And the only royals left that I have any love and for are Prince William and his wife Catherine. They still seem very proper and everything, but Charlie needs a good slap. Bloody hell! I tell you what. So I'm a bit disappointed.
Trying to figure out that weird ass red painting they did of him.
I saw that. I told you I saw that when I went to England. I stood in front of it, and I stood back from it, and I stood closer to it because I know how to look at art. Like a lot of the bigger paint, you don't stand directly in front of it. It's from a distance. So I stood at a distance, and I stood up close, and the guy who painted it got him down pat. Like it's the face is perfect. And you can see underneath the red so I've got a feeling that maybe he painted him properly first and then just went to town with the red paint later for whatever reason. And it's a shame because it was pretty ugly. It was the red, it was just ugh. But there were a whole heap of other old paintings there. That was at Buckingham Palace. I saw that. There was a big exhibition. And there were other paintings there as well, just proper, like beautiful paintings that you think, geez, some people are just gifted, but yeah, that one would have been better without the red. But my opinion, it's only mine. But yeah, so I am looking forward to getting back there. So long as everything goes okay, so long as we're not hit by any meteors or anything else, so long as everything goes fine, I'll be there. Yeah, but I am looking forward to going to Universal Studios, I must admit. I do want to go. I'm sure the Jaws ride must still be there. I hope so, because I want to go on the Jaws ride. Yeah, got to go on that. And I think it was Universal Studios had a Jurassic Park thing. Is it Universal Studios do that? And you get on a boat.
I think they still have that, yeah.
Yeah, it's like you get on a boat or something and you go through. It must have cost them a fortune. I've seen someone film it from beginning to end. It must have cost them a fortune. It's like they're on a river and they come in and there's pterodactyls and it's all sort of 3D-ish, or I don't know how they do it, and then you come through, I'm like, I remember many moons ago, and this is showing my age, they had Earthquake there because there was the movie Earthquake came out. Yeah. And Universal Studios had a thing you went through, and you're on
the subway in San Francisco, like in the movie.
Yes.
Things all breaking apart.
Yeah, and I remember when I was at high school, again showing my age, the guy who did the sound effects for the movie Earthquake, he also did sound effects for the one on fire, the building on fire,
Towering Inferno.
Towering Inferno. But he came out and he was talking to us. He came to our school assembly. He was a talker, gave a speech, but he demonstrated the earthquake part. He said, and he had really big speakers at the front of our hall, and he did the earthquake thing and the rumble. And he explained how he made all the noises and stuff, but he did the rumble, and we were sat just on normal seats. That's how our gym was set up. You put the seats in the gym, and then I always remember that. And that the chair shook, and everything shook just from the rumble from the speakers. And I remember thinking, I don't think I'd really want to live through an earthquake. Oh, well, I want to live through it, beg your pardons, but I don't think I ever really want to experience an earthquake. Although going to Los Angeles for a couple of days, now my luck, I will.
Yeah.
Oh, dear. Oh, hello, Heather. Oh, the big news, Heather. Hello. Yes, we're talking about the big news. The big news is that I'm going to go back to America next for the 4th of July. So I brought my airfare to America. I got that on special, Heather. You'll appreciate this. It cost me 1,200 Australian dollars for a return flight. But the 1,200, 200 of that was insurance. So really 500 there, 500 back. which is $2.50 American, roughly $2.60 American there and $2.60 back. So pretty cheap. See, imagine, Enzo, you could fly to Australia for pennies from heaven. It's just like, it doesn't cost much to come to Australia, that's for sure. But, and especially if you're American, because your dollar's worth double than, I think our dollar is worth 60, at the moment, 65 cents American, something like that. So if you come out with $1.20, that's like, you're rich. Oh, that's okay. Hang on. Oh, you're at work.
Your flight.
Yeah, that's okay, Taylor. Taylor works at Gold Hill. I'm assuming that's where you are at the moment. Taylor works at the Gold Hill Hotel, just outside of Virginia City, but not really that much outside of Virginia City. 5 minutes in the car. And Taylor gives talks there. She does presentations on the history and whatnot. That's one place, Taylor, don't encourage him. That's one. She heard what I said.
He'll be hibernating in July.
He won't be hibernating in July though, Taylor. It'll just be one accidental dropping of a loaf of bread or something. It'll just, if he happens to be there, just so I can get a photo of him. But then I've got to remember the dogs.
All the leftovers from the fridge. I cleaned your fridge for you today. It's all sitting out there for the.
I'll just pop it out here so I can get it in the bin. Oh dear! Look what happened. I've seen footage of him. I can't remember where I saw it now. Someone took footage. It looked like someone had taken footage from one of the, oh God, what's that? I've gone blank. The mountains, the hotel in the main street. What was it? Oh no, I'll be there in. I won't be in any cold places. I'll be in.
It'll be the middle of summer when she's here.
It'll be summer when I'm there for 4th of July. But what was I saying? Yeah, I've seen that bear, which is probably the same bear, unless it's a friend, going through the rubbish bins, looking for the rubbish bins in the main street there in Virginia City. That's right, Heather. It'll be summertime. See? Summertime. I've already been there when it was snowing, and that's cold. That's cold.
It doesn't get that cold where you're at now, right?
No. We get snow, but not here in Queensland. Get it down in Victoria and New South Wales. We've got some pretty good ski. I mean, I'm not a skier, but if you like to ski, then Australia really does have some beautiful places to go skiing. So that's where people with a bit of money, if they ski, you should come to Australia when it's winter here next year. So it'll be winter here when I'm over there. So that'll, but mind you, winter here where I live isn't really very cold anyway. So that's fine. But yeah. Oh, Taylor, when you can hear me next and answer, have you got an air conditioner? Or should we go shopping at Walmart for a fan? Any excuse to go to Walmart. And the bakery. I've forgotten the name. Taylor knows the name of the bakery. There's a yummy bakery down in Carson City, very famous bakery. I've talked about it before. We have to go there and get cakes. Yum, yum, yum. So I'll go to America thin again and come back.
I was about to say, you need to start working out now so that you can make sure you're still sitting in the seat on the ride home.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, not that I get in trouble or have to pay for an extra seat. I was thinking about that the other day. They brought in, I don't know if they've brought the law in, I think it was America is going to bring it in, unless it was here, that if you're very, very obese and you need 2 seats, you've got to pay for 2 seats, right? Mm-hmm. And people were like, what? And I'm thinking, yeah, no, that's fair. Because otherwise I could just say, oh, I can't sit that close to another person. I want that seat spare next to me and expect to get it for nothing. Like, you don't get seats for nothing. And if your bum's that big that it needs 2 seats to sit on, well, pay for the 2 seats. I don't think there's anything wrong in that at all. I think that's fair enough. Because I think at the moment they give them away, don't they? Or they were letting people have the 2 seats because they were There was no extra payment involved.
I think it depends a lot on how busy it is. If you have to bump someone because they can't fit into, they have 2 seats that they can fill with paying customers, but someone is so big that they're leaking over into the other seat where a normal human can't sit next to them, then they're losing out on a paid seat. So it's just pure economics wise. You would have to say, no.
Look, and sometimes you're lucky. You get on a plane, like when I flew back from Vietnam, I got on the plane and there was no one near me. It wasn't full. So I was really lucky. It was only an 8-hour flight, but still I could stretch out. So sometimes you're lucky. Sometimes you hop on and it's not full and no one sits next to you. But it's happened to me a few times, but not enough that you can count on it. But yeah, there's nothing worse I've gotten onto a plane with people that they're not, they're obese, but they're not 2-seaters, but they're still big, and you get on it, it's like you're like this because you can't sit up straight. That's so uncomfortable. But that's happened here in Australia, so that's usually only like an hour or maybe an hour and a half, because I'm coming from here to go and visit my son in Canberra or something like that. But yeah, I don't know, but there you go. What's Heather saying? That's why you go in a group of 3. You know who you're going to sit next to.
Bring a couple of friends with it.
Yeah, bring a couple of friends. Nah, travel on my own. Then I don't have to answer to anyone. If I stuff up, I stuff up. If I don't want to do something, I don't have to do something. But I plan to. So I'm also going to see, which means I might end up staying 1 extra night in LA, but I'll see, because I'd like to go up to Cielo Drive, where the Manson house was right at the end, because there's a fellow called David Oman, who owns a house. You might have seen it, Jess. I don't know if Enzo would be familiar with it, but there's a house that was built by David, and he says it's incredibly haunted. And it's only 3 houses down from where the Tate murders took place. Yeah. So David said, I'm more than welcome to come there and visit and have a cup of coffee or whatever. So I might try. I'll see. I'll bring in some Tim Tams. So if I have to, but I definitely want to get to Universal Studios. But if I can get there, I'd like to see the house. I've been to Cielo Drive, but not up Cielo Drive, because the locals, the people that live there, really don't like it, which is fair enough.
Yeah.
But they don't like people coming all the way up into Gork, which is fair enough. But then again, if they're not doing anything, if they're not driving up, if they're only walking up, you're not really doing anything. You're just going up for whatever strange reason to the gates of hell. But there you go. So, yeah. And what have you been up to, Jess?
I just got back from Baltimore.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What did you do in Baltimore?
So it was my husband and I's 25th anniversary. Every year we take a little trip. And this year we decided to go to DC. But unfortunately, the government is shut down right now.
It's closed.
So
just when it gets safe enough.
Sorry, the Capitol's closed. The moose out front should have told you.
Yeah. So we went and saw a couple of the monuments and things that you can obviously see without having to go inside. And then we went ahead and drove into Baltimore and spent a lot of time at the harbor. I was really excited. I got to go see Edgar Allan Poe's grave.
Oh.
And the haunted cemetery he's buried in. It was very cool. It's a very interesting cemetery. If those at home who maybe don't know anything about it, take a look. It's a very teeny tiny cemetery right smack dab in the middle of Baltimore. And when they built the church that's there, they decided they needed a church in the area, but there was no place to put it. So they put it on top of the cemetery. They literally put it on stilts.
Oh.
Over the top of the cemetery, and there's spots where you can literally walk underneath. Well, you have to stoop over, but you can walk underneath the church and you can see all the graves underneath.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good idea, but wow, different.
Yeah. Crazy cool. And that little cemetery has like 1,001 ghost stories that goes along with it. It has the screaming skull of a former minister that used to be there. Apparently he did some bad stuff when he was alive, and after he died, they dug him up and separated his head from his body to kind of smite him, I guess. And they buried his head away from his body. And apparently his skull began to scream, and people said that if you heard it for too long, you would go insane. So they poured concrete over the top of it, and apparently all it did was muffle it, and you're supposed to be able to hear it if you listen really quietly to the muffled screaming skull. Pretty funny. Wow. And it's got, oh my gosh, 7 or 8 ghosts that are supposed to be there, an old like gatekeeper and a little girl and a screaming banshee, because I think every cemetery has a screaming banshee, right? Yeah. But I got to see all of that. It was great fun. I'm trying to get my photos ready. We have a podcast on Bordertown Strange coming up on Wednesday, and it's our Halloween special. I'm hoping that we get to show the pictures. And I left a pity on Poe's grave, like you're supposed to.
Oh, very good. Hang on. Oh, yeah. There we go.
There you go.
Oh, yes, I saw that. Oh, well, I'll have to watch because I'm very interested to see the photos.
Yeah, it's Wednesday.
Yeah. Are you joining in, Enzo, or just Jess?
Yes. I think I don't know how many folks from the gang are going to be there, but
it's going to be me, Pam, and Enzo, and Mark Bannon is going to be on, and then from the Amok podcast, we're going to have Shaw Wooten and Ken Romoller, and then Brian Terrell from Red Dirt Cryptids is going to be on, and I think we're going to have Christy Campbell on. She's a psychic medium from Tulsa. And I think we're going to ask, there's a group called Dark Ozarks, a friend of ours, Lisa Martin. She's an author and paranormal researcher out of Missouri. I think we're going to try to have her on too.
Wow.
Yeah. And we're just going to have a party. We're going to do trivia and tell spooky stories and do the
We're all going to be in costume, right?
We invited everybody to come in costume, and we like to bring our favorite drinks.
In costume.
Yeah. And we have a blast, and if everybody wants to hop on and get in the chats, we're up on YouTube, Bordertown Strange Podcast, or on Facebook. We go live, and if you hang out in the chats, you can tell your stories and play the notebook game. It'll be super fun.
I'll be there.
Yeah,
that'll be 7 p.m. So it'll be around about. Oh, I don't know. I'll find out what the time is. But yeah,
7 p.m. Central. That's 8 p.m. Eastern time. That seems to be something that is easier for some people if it's Eastern time. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, what time is it?
Hopefully, the last piece of my costume is supposed to get here on Wednesday. So hopefully that'll be able to tie it all together. We'll see.
Oh, cool. I'll definitely be there to watch. I'll share it out too later, Jess. But yeah, no, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, but I've been gone for a week. Karen's been trying to get me onto the show here recently. But this fall is my busy time. I very rarely have a weekend that's free.
Well, you went to a wedding too, didn't you? A wedding, wasn't it? Did you go to a wedding? You were somewhere.
My husband DJs on the weekends, and he had a big wedding to DJ, and he has a partner, but his friend wasn't available, and it was a big wedding, so I kind of last minute was out helping him with the DJing services, which is always fun. I love watching weddings anyway, so yeah.
Did you get free food?
Well, of course. That's the other thing, right? Free
That's
food.
Important. That's important. Oh, jeez.
But yeah, that's what I did. I went to Baltimore for a week, and today is kind of like my rest day. And then tomorrow I have to start getting ready for the Nightmare on Bradley for my big, huge yard walkthrough that we do for our town.
Oh, wow.
for Halloween.
You know how, well, if you're familiar with it, if you're in a place that celebrates Halloween and some people to excess, this is the example of the excess. She does the entire front yard and front part of her entire house for like people to come in from miles around to go in there. And how many pounds of mix do you have for this year?
So we give out candy, of course, but in our little town in Caney, we have all these houses that do special stuff. So we have a house that you can get fresh cotton candy, and we have places where you can get glow sticks and giant pixie sticks and fun sodas and popcorn. We are the funnel cake house. You get fresh made funnel cake. And this year we have 60 pounds of dry mix. We usually put out around about 1,000 funnel cakes. Not the huge ones. We do little small ones that fit inside like a French fry to-go bag so that the kids can carry them and not get messy.
Wow. That's huge. So you've got to cook these cakes.
Yeah, we have 3 huge oil burners going, and we had these dip rings made. They're about that big. So they make 3 at a time inside each of those, and we have volunteers that come in and they make them fresh, and then they get shipped over to the side, powdered sugar into the sleeves, and then to the kids.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. I was telling Enzo earlier that Australia doesn't celebrate Halloween the way America does. No way. But they sell all the stuff in all the supermarkets you go into and all the stores. There's decorations and whatever. But I've got a box full of Halloween, nothing like your decorations, but I do have a box of Halloween decorations. So I think I will decorate this year. I'll grab the box down and pop them out. I usually do a thing for my little celebration. I've got a little table out the front, and I've got 2 skeletons that, censor things that sit there, and they're dressed, but they're little skeletons. So I make it look like they're having a cup of coffee together or whatever. And I've got a clown that holds out a tray, and I put candy. So when you touch the tray, the clown goes off. I've got a witch that does the same thing when you walk past her. So I'll put them all out and have a bit of fun. And then Halloween, I'll let the kids knock on the door and give them some candy. Why not? I get disappointed though when it's big kids that come, like 17, 18-year-olds, and they haven't even gone to put on it. Like they've not even got a
costume on. Yeah.
And I'm like, no, like fair income. Like I'll say, you can have one because you've made absolutely. I'm still not nasty.
0.
I'm not a cow. Yeah. But yeah, the little kids come, and I get really excited when you see them in there. They're so cute. Some of them say, yes, hey, how many do you want? And but cake, that's really funnel cake. Ooh.
Funnel cake. Yep. Caney does it. Our little town does it big. We do everything old fashioned. Everybody still does the door-to-door trick-or-treating. And we have a parade for the kids, and all the kids get to have Halloween parties at school, and even the churches get in on it. They provide these little trailer rides. You can drop your kid off at the church, and they'll load them all up on the trailers and haul them around town. And then when they get done trick-or-treating, they get to go back to the church and have a Halloween party, So
that is so cute.
Yeah, the fire station hands out huge candy bars, and the library gives out books and candy and popcorn.
Maybe that's what I should try and do. Not next year because I'm doing 4th of July, but maybe the year after I could. I'd still have to get to Virginia City, but I could come to Caney. Sounds great for Halloween.
You should. I'll make you funnel cakes or something.
Oh, yum!
Funnel cake in each pocket.
Yeah, you can't go to America and not come back overweight. It's impossible.
Oh yeah, we do enjoy our snacks and food.
We do.
No, I still to this day, every time I'm in my supermarket and I go down to the cake area where they'll have, cookies and some cakes and stuff. It's mainly bread, a couple of cookies. It's nothing much. And I still go, ugh. Walmart, you walk in and it's like a whole area of just
tray of 25 different cookies. Yeah.
Oh, and all cakes, angel food, and different pie, and you cannot walk out of a Walmart without finding something that you're going to love to eat. So yeah, and I tried my first pumpkin pie when I was in America, and
what did you think?
I liked it. I liked the pumpkin pie.
It amazes me that that's a very specifically American thing, is pumpkin pie. I was at a conference developer thing in Vegas years ago where the developers of this one game I was there for were all from Iceland. And there was one of the women that was part of the group that she was like, I don't care what, because it was in Las Vegas. And she was like, I don't care where we go for dinner or whatever. They have to have pumpkin pie. I have to have a slice of pumpkin pie no matter where it is that we go. I have to have it, because she loved it. She'd had it once before. And that's all she wanted. All of Las Vegas at her fingertips. She just wanted that pumpkin pie.
Did she get it?
She did, and she loved it.
Well, I like the pumpkin pie and key lime pie. Key lime. Oh,
that's good.
Key lime pie. Oh, yum. Oh, but yeah, it was dreadful. And I just thought, I mean, when I say dreadful, it was like, yeah, I thought I gave up in the end. I thought,
try and put your jeans on the next day.
I gave up in the end, and I thought, you know what? I can worry about my weight when I get home. I'm just, and some of the things you can get, like pickles, fries, like French, they're pickles, but they're like a French fry, and you deep fry the pickle.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
I don't know, pickle fries or something, and I had them for the first time in Virginia City, and I thought, oh my God, and I'm like, I am just going to explode.
It is certainly an American thing to if it doesn't fit in the deep fryer, you cut it up until it does.
Yeah.
You like deep fried like green beans. I love fried green beans. Are delicious. I love them.
Fried green tomatoes are nice too.
Fried green tomatoes. Yeah. You could deep fry an old tire and I would certainly eat it. You could fry anything.
Oh, I'm so hungry now. I'm just trying to think. I don't think you can buy green tomatoes here, but I suppose you can do it with any tomato. It doesn't have to
grow your own.
I should. Yeah. Well, I've got some tomatoes growing outside, and they're still green. But they're not ripe yet.
They're ready. That's good.
But aren't green tomatoes actually like a green tomato? Like they're not regular tomatoes that aren't ripe.
Yeah.
Are they?
Yeah. Yep. You use you use them right when they start kind of turning.
They're like a little orangish.
Orange. Yeah. However, just a little like a hint to anybody at home who wants to try it. I don't know how available they are outside of the U.S. or if it's just a U.S. thing or not, but there's such a thing as a zebra tomato. And it's naturally green, and it has really light green stripes. That's why it's called a zebra tomato. And when they're ripe, they're still, they have that little sour tang to them. They're delicious. And I think that ripe green zebra tomatoes are far superior than just a green tomato to make fried green tomatoes. My husband and I grow like crazy, and they're a perfect tomato just to cut up and eat. But they have like this sweet, sour tang to them that just makes the perfect fried green tomato. I love them so much.
Yeah. Oh, well, now that all this time I've thought that it's a special tomato. No. It's just a special tomato that's green, and so it's not. You just get. So I could go out there and pick my tomato now, which is pretty big.
Right now, you could have fried green tomatoes right now.
So it's not like other fruit that if you eat it when it's green, when it's not ripe, you'll get sick. You won't get, because I've eaten fried green tomato, so obviously
you've
not.
had.
So you just dip it in the batter.
Roll it in a little flour with maybe a little salt and pepper and fry it up.
It's just flour.
Just when it's starting, when you see that it's just going to get ready to start to head towards turning, don't get it too green because you will make yourself sick, but you're also frying it. So you're going to cook the acidity out of it that would make your stomach hurt. And then you can do like Enzo. That's a really easy one. Or if you got some like panko crumbs, grab that up with a little bit of buttermilk and some seasonings. I like to put a little bit of paprika and a little bit of garlic powder in there with it. Roll it all up, throw it in the deep fryer. It only has to be in there for like a couple of minutes before it turns really nice golden brown.
Just enough to crisp up the outside. You don't want to go too long.
Let them sit for just a minute so the oil kind of drip out a little bit. Ugh. You can dip it in horseradish, but I frankly don't think you need it at all. I love fried green tomatoes.
Well, when I had them in America, I thought, oh my God, this is the reason I thought of what is a fried green tomato was the movie Fried Green Tomatoes at the Whistle Stop Cafe. And I used to think, oh, what is a fried green tomato? So when I saw it on the menu, I went, oh, I've got to have the fried green tomato. And when I ate it, it was like, oh my God, this is delicious.
Yeah, it's good.
It was really, because I like tomatoes anyway. I say tomato, you say tomato.
It all works out.
Before I have got to head out.
Sorry, Taylor's just telling me she does have an AC, but we can go to Walmart anyway. Shat's Bakery. Thank you, Taylor. Shat's Bakery.
Right.
I'm definitely going there, Taylor. I'll come armed and buy heaps. Now, what were you saying, Jess? Sorry.
I gotta head out. I've got to get off of here, but I had a wonderful time hanging out with you all, and I hope I see everybody on Wednesday. Come join us.
Yeah, you will.
Have fun, and I'm gonna go get to Halloweening. So everybody have a happy Halloween.
And I'm going to cut it short today anyway. I'm going to leave in a couple of minutes too, just because I've got things to do as well. It's a weekday, and my children want me to
You're hungry now. You're going to go rip those tomatoes out.
Yeah, I am. All right, love you, Jess. Thank you so much, and I'll see you on Wednesday.
Thanks, Jess.
Okay. Bye. Oh, she's lovely.
When I was growing up, we always had a garden in the backyard, and we did summer squash, which is, the yellow one with like the longer neck kind of a thing. And my mother would just slice that up, roll it in a little flour with some salt and pepper, and fry it in a, frying pan kind of a thing, flip it over and stuff like that. And it was just like almost like a little potato chip kind of a thing, made out of summer squash. And I love it. It's similar to like fried zucchini. It's similar to that.
Well, I've got squash growing. I've got some growing out in my backyard. It's flowered. It hasn't turned into a squash yet, but I've got the little yellow ones. I like the little yellow squash.
Yep.
I'll try that. So just basically in a bit of flour, egg as well. So egg and then flour.
If you like, sure.
I'm going to give that a go in the fry pan. But yum yum yum. Yeah, no, now I'm really hungry, but that's all right. So to all of you that have been listening and tuning in, I thank you. And Taylor, enjoy what you're doing there at Gold Hill tonight. I'm sure it'll be fine. And I'm so looking forward to getting back to America. It's giving me something now to look forward to. So I've just got to save, and I'll be okay. But yes, Walmart. I love the Walmart.
It does make everything so much easier. Because people have asked me about that, because once I get like my van a little more put together than what it is, I'm just going to travel place to place. And they're like, so you're going to just eat like fast food and stuff? I was like, no, there are grocery stores all over the United States. If there's a Walmart nearby, I'm good. Just swing in there and grab food and make it there inside of the van and, eat. It's not that difficult. You don't have to go through a drive-through just because you're not at home.
No, drive-through food, you'd get sick pretty darn quick. But there's always a Cracker Barrel in some parts.
That's true. And every little town has like their specialty place. This is like people come from miles around to go to this special burger shop or special, fish shop or fish and chips type place or something like that.
Virginia City's got many places that are great to eat in. So,
Yep.
That's the other thing. Like, there's so much I'm looking forward to getting back there and looking forward. So I'll have to shout Taylor a few dinners out every now and then because, bugger cooking, Taylor. We'll just go and eat out. We'll just eat out and go to Walmart, buy a whole heap of cake. I'll have Taylor fat before I leave. No, Taylor's not fat at all. She's a skinny little thing. She's lucky.
She's tiny.
She's a tiny little thing. She's very, very lucky.
I just want to witness the Taylor Hamby hat collection. I'm sure
yeah, she's got some beautiful hats. But anyway, well, I'm going to call it a day for this live stream. I'm going to, do you know what? I think I'm going to go out and pick my green tomato and I really am. Now that I know that, I honestly thought it was a particular sort of potato.
No, not a special thing. Yeah.
So it's just an unripe tomato before it starts to ripen.
They have to start turning a little orange, like on one end, like near where where the stem connects into it.
Yeah,
that's when you know it's time. That's when it's ready.
Slice it, crumb it. As Jess was saying, crumb it.
Yep.
I don't have a deep fryer, but a fry pan would do the same thing.
You can do that in just a little bit of a thin layer of oil in the pan, and because you'll have to flip it, of course, since it's on a deep fryer. But it's
maybe I could just buy a mini deep fry. How healthy is that?
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah. All right. Okay, everybody, thank you so much for listening. And Enzo and I will be back same time, same bat station next week. And have a good week. And I'll talk to you all soon. Love you lots. Bye. Bye.
Boy.